guys, well, videos, we're in Torrevieja with the latest news, and we've got someone that tried to blow up, yes, you got it right, blow up a cash machine in the early hours of the morning in Orihuela Costa. Absolutely bonkers. And we've got 500,000 cyber fraud in Torrevieja in Murcia. And if you think that's bad, we've got a funeral car driving along on 3 wheels. Yeah, 3 wheels. And that is what we're going to get up with today. All the latest news plus other subjects. So yeah, make sure you watch it to the end. We've got some video clips as well. First of all, we've got some really good news about Dublin Airport. And as you know, all these airports eventually going to have these machines. Supposed to have been in already, but a little bit delayed, as most of the European airports still ain't updated their scanning machines. But yeah, Dublin now has become the latest one to allow liquids. You can leave them in your bag. You ain't got to worry about taking them out. And you ain't got to be spending all that time messing about in the old customs bit where you have to get it all out your suitcase, put it in plastic bags and all that rubbish. Literally just pack your suitcase normal and just have it inside. And of course it's the same with all the other things like electronics and all things like that. You can leave it all in your hand luggage as it gets scanned through. No, there was limits on your liquids, what you could have. Well, that's now changed. You can now take as much as you like, and it can even go up to 200 ml now, gel or liquid. So that is another good thing. So eventually all the airports will have it, and some airports, I think Madrid have already got it. And I don't know if any airports you've travelled, you've managed to leave them through. They did try that out in Stansted. They had one bit where you went through customs that had it, and another bit didn't. Of course, it speeds everything up. It saves all the fumbling about. Goodbye to the clear bags, but you're still going to have to take your belt off, or if you've got a jacket, you're still got to empty all the stuff out of your jacket, coat pockets. You can't have any bulky things in your pockets when you go through the scanner, so everything's still got to come out. But yeah, goodbye to the old clear bag, so that is one good thing. But their next subject, of course, is that 500,000, yeah, €500,000 have been frauded, cyber fraud from Torrevieja. And that is what the town, or the civil guardian of Murcia, has dismantled part of the criminal network. So that was good, really, because they've actually arrested 3 people through this cyber scam operation, and €455,000 to be exact. And this was actually frozen just before it was transferred, and it wasn't getting transferred internal either, it was going abroad. What they managed to do, they managed to intercept, so you've got to be clever people, ain't they, the ones that mess about with computers and digital stuff. They intercepted the town hall and the transaction that was going in from the electricity. What they were doing is they was insisting that they made this payment before the actual invoice come through. The people actually working in the town hall did think it was all legit, and they didn't have any problems. And to be truthful, I mean, nowadays, a lot of these emails you're getting left, right and centre, and they do actually look very genuine. I don't know if you've come across any of your emails or what sort of scams. Of course, you've got the obvious ones where a Colonel Gaddafi's daughter's died and she wants to give you a load of money and split it. You get loads of them. Of course, they're obvious. You get the PayPal ones, update your account. Yeah, you know these sort of ones, but there's other ones you're thinking twice, isn't it? Is this genuine, is it not? Let us know what sort of scams you've had, or if you've been caught out on a scam. But this one literally got saved at the last minute, and it was about to leave the country. Well, normally it's the old councillors fraud in the old country, but yeah, this one, it was from outside, going to another bank account. They actually done the investigation. They actually traced it to a woman, a 34-year-old woman in Valencia. Yeah, the women are getting clever nowadays. A Romanian woman, and it is the Romanians as well, not putting them all in the same category, but they seem to be doing a lot of scams and street robberies now, the old mugging huggings and all kind of things like that. But this one was a pretty clever one, and she almost pulled it off. Of course, didn't have any residence in Spain, but it was tracked to this right old luxury hotel in Madrid, and that is where they all tracked it all down. Living a proper life alright, they saying, luxury, high-end life, you know, you would do, wouldn't you, frauding all the people out of all this money. Of course, if you've not earned it, it's easy come, easy go. But when you're earning our craft, you've got to be careful how you spend it. But they tracked it down to this luxury hotel, and the police in Spain were actually working with the Romanian police. They managed to raid their house and come across all these other networks, fraud networks, where they was doing Portuguese pharmacy companies and all other stuff. Apparently the investigation is still going. And if you think that's bad enough, well, imagine sleeping and 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning you hear a big, massive explosion. You feel like one of Russians' bombs is just landing on your building. That's what happened. Everything shook in Orihuela Costa. It was a commercial centre there, Los Dolses, just over the other side of Lozina there, if you know the Lozina, big main shopping boulevard in Spain, just across the bridge. Los Dolces, big commercial centre. 2 hooded blokes tried to blow up. Yeah, you got it, blow up a cash till machine. Now, I didn't think these kind of things happen in this part of Spain, let alone in Spain. And they don't hold a lot of money nowadays, because most of the time you go out, they run out of cash. And they have a limit as well. But they literally blew it to bits, and you're going to see this. This is what they managed to do. And this was in Calle Alvarado, and it was a taxi driver who just pulled into the parking lot when he noticed these 2 masked individuals tampering with a cash machine. So he literally saw them at the act. Of course, the old taxi driver was a bit wary of what was happening, so he was having a little butcher's trying to check it out. But one of the masked raiders, when he come over, of course, it must be quite scary for the taxi driver. He said to him, "You better go, mate, move on." And then a second later, of course, there was this big explosion, and yeah, everything just blew out, as you can see now. Blew most of the wall out as well. But the thieves were unable to get any cash. And they did do an investigation and noted that the timing of the robbery was actually puzzling, because the ATMs are often at their lowest reserves on a Monday morning. So they didn't really do their own work, did they? So they're blowing the machine up. Not that they didn't have any money in it as well, so yeah, a bit pointless. Thank God no one got injured, and but they fled the scene and actually legged it basically around the Villa Martin area, so they're still at large apparently. They did get there, the police, and do all their forensics and everything, and done good observation of the old security cameras. So they've got some kind of footage of it, but there has been a few incidents lately they've been talking about. And on the Orihuela Costa, believe it or not, amount of people that live in the area, they've only got 56 police officers, and of course there ain't many can be working during the night shift either with 56 coppers. So even though they did say they're going to start up in the surveillance at night, but a lot of things have been going on, and you've been getting little kind of robberies, break-ins and things like that. There was one recently, a 29-year-old Irish man in June was actually shot, and another Irish national days earlier, yeah, he was stabbed. So these were all like related crime, probably part of the same crime group. Meanwhile, they're out looking for the suspects. But yes, strange really, because Torrevieja's just up their police. I think they got about 56 new coppers. They could have chucked them down the Orihuela Costa and yeah, solved some crime. Of course, if you haven't got police about, you've got the opportunists, and they've got so much time to do it. In fact, there was another case as well that just happened. The Mumbai Blue in La Florida, or La Frida, shall I say, an Indian restaurant just by the Abbey Tavern now. There again, the people turned up and alarm going off and everything, and it was getting burgled, and the people were in there. The police said, "Do not go in there, we'll get someone now." Of course, 2 hours later they turned up, the burglars have fled. And that is the problem. When they know there's shortage of police and they've got loads of time, they're just going to carry on. They need more deterrent, that's what I say. Unless you've got any ideas what we can do with these people. The next one is absolute crazy one, because it's a funeral car. And if you take a look at this funeral car's going along the motorway there. And yeah, believe it or not, it's only got 3 wheels. The other wheel is going along on its rim. They say seeing is believing, and yeah, believe. Well, out of all the cars you expect to do it, would be a funeral car. But yeah, it got caught, and he was in for an hefty fine. Meanwhile, yeah, bit off the radar this story, but the Murcia region are giving out free condoms because of the rise in sexual diseases. So yeah, Spain, I'll give you some things away, ain't they, eh? Free condoms. So yeah, that is today's video on the latest news. Let us know what you think about it, blowing up machines. And good, if you've been through any of these airports that already don't have to take your stuff out for the scanning machines is really good. And once again, thank you for all the coffees. And if you can like my videos up, I really appreciate it. Of course, always like and try and comment. Hasta luego, Torrevieja. And check that one out, because that is a great video we done the other day on people looking for property for under €1,000. It was a tight budget.